Tired of chasing diet fads, trends, only to feel spinning your wheels instead of shedding pounds or kilos. And your weight is just not budging up. Not knowing what to do, what to follow, what works for you, and what advice to follow. So much conflicting information is available to you. I will share with you 7 simple habits that transform mind, body, and soul. Let me simplify it for you by providing you useful information that is backed by science. I'm going to be sharing with you 7 fat loss tips that will help you lose weight. No diets, no fads, no quick fixes, just simple tips to implement. And before we go ahead, I just wanted you to know that I'm a plant-based nutrition specialist, Ankush, and I'm also a fitness expert, a meditation coach, and a chakra healer too. I help people achieve their weight loss goals through the power of all natural plant-based nutrition, some fitness guidance, and maybe a bit of spiritual practices too. I use these strategies myself and they work very well too because I've had a huge transformation myself in my health journey and I've lost lots of weight back to my college weight, looking probably just the way I used to in those days. I still feel like a teenager. But since our bodies are different, please keep in mind that not all of these tips may work for everyone, but maybe a combination of some of them may just work for you, and maybe not due to hormonal issues. But these are derived through scientific studies, so give it a shot and see which one works for you according to your health goals. The first and most important one that really helped me cut back those kilos is cut back on added sugars. Now, this is not the added sugar that I'm talking about and not the natural sugars that you usually find in whole fruits and vegetables. I'm talking about sugar in high fructose corn syrup, maple syrup, sugar granules, honey, fruit juices, coconut sugars, and many more other things. Studies show that people who consume a lot of sugar at a very high risk of obesity and diabetes and heart diseases too. So what can you do to reduce the sugar, especially if you're new to this and you're finding it difficult to give up sugar or even cut it down? Firstly, reduce the number of processed foods to eat and concentrate more on the whole foods. Because these whole foods, they contain no added sugar, though it does have its natural sugar, but it's much lesser than what's in the processed food, in these packaged foods. As whole foods don't contain these added sugars, they bring down your sugar quantity a lot lesser than what you were consuming earlier. And the best way to identify sugar in the processed food is by doing the label reading. Oops, this is so tiny that I may need a magnifying glass even to read this. So you can understand what is the kind of stuff that goes into this packaged foods that you can barely read them. Because they're not meant to be read by us or they're not exactly meant for us. But if you read the labels on the packages, you will then understand the amount of sugar that it contains and you will be blown away. Secondly, reduce the amount of liquid sugar beverages, mostly the sweetened ones or even fruit juices like these that come in these beautiful packages. I know it's difficult to avoid them as it's so easy to consume them, but because the amount of quantity that we are consuming is so much more than we are actually supposed to be doing. So that obviously will add to your sugar levels, and it's so easily available and the quickest breakfast form too. So you feel you've had the best of the nutrients, but to be honest, there is no nutrient value in this. These are just empty calories. So when you read the label here, it says added sugar is around 13 grams, that's 39% in just a serving of 100 ml. So you can imagine the amount of sugar that's going into your body. And when I gave up the aerated drinks, these fruit juices and sugar in my tea and coffee, that made a big difference in my weight and also in my health. The second one is cut down the refined carbs. So when I was unable to lose weight in my earlier days and thinking that whatever I was eating is super healthy, but not thinking about the facts about carbohydrates, especially the refined carbs, as to how harmful it is for our bodies. These refined carbs are kind of carbs that are not whole foods and they raise our blood sugar levels very quickly. So these are highly processed and doesn't contain any fiber or any nutrients in them. Carbs like say crackers, cookies, cakes, all store-bought and packaged foods, mostly the snacky items that you see on the shelves, breakfast items, breakfast cereals, certain breads that we're used to having, any snacks containing refined flour or refined wheat flour or maida, which is there in this bread. And I actually gave this up. Not that I don't eat bread, of course, but I eat the right kind and not always. So if you want to have carbs, you can get them from whole foods, sources like whole fruits, vegetables, beans, legumes, lentils. Never gain weight from eating these kind of whole foods unless you're overdosing on the quantities. Eat enough fiber, fruits and vegetables. Tired of hearing that? So if you're but looking to lose weight, the best way is to eat enough fiber so that you're not snacking often, especially when you're consuming soluble fiber. People tend to lose more and more weight, and that is the secret. Plant-based foods like oats, chickpeas, broccoli, nuts and seeds, and many more examples are there which contain a lot of fibrous foods, and there are many plant-based foods that actually contain fiber in them. So these foods, they always keep you fuller longer and also satisfy your appetite. And the more and more veggies that you eat, the more and more weight you can lose. And as a kid, I was a poor veggie and fruit eater and would be only binging on snacky items all the time that led to so many of my disastrous health outcomes. But that phase is over now. The fourth one is eat more and more protein throughout the day. So if you eat the required protein for the day, you will feel fuller for longer, and it will help you manage your cravings and those endless mindless snacking habits that you have. The general guideline is to eat a quarter of your plate filled with protein-rich foods with every meal. This also stabilizes your blood sugar level, and it also satisfies your hunger hormones too. The Indian diet is so carb-laden and do not focus much on protein. And I was just like that earlier, and nowadays I am including more and more of plant-based protein sources and of course good fats too in my diet. So I don't snack anymore except for a single fruit, some nuts and seeds, and maybe a bit of a cheat meal on a holiday, but not every day. The fifth one, and also an important one, is eat smaller portions and chew your food slowly. So when we eat fast, just to save time, and we land up eating more and more of quantity than we are actually supposed to be eating. Studies show that people who tend to eat faster tend to have higher weight as people, they're consuming more and more, say, larger portions by eating faster. Second helping are the major causes of eating more portion of food. So I have this mind trick that I use practically every day. So I fill up a bowl of the required quantity that I am supposed to be eating every day, and I do not dump the entire bowl into my plate. I only take probably half of it, or just say 3/4 of the quantity from the bowl, and I put it into my plate and I consume it. And if I'm still hungry, then then whatever's left in that bowl, I may finish it off. But if I'm not hungry, I do not go for the second helping. So what does it say? That the quantity required is already there with you, but it's up to your body at that particular time and your hunger level at that particular time. What it states is you're supposed to consume only what you're supposed to be consuming. It's a trick, like you're just tricking your brain basically for a second helping. But in reality, it's not. I'm simply dividing the portion into two parts and consuming them according to my bodily hunger and needs at that particular time. Isn't that a cool trick? You can try it out too. The sixth one, I'm sure most of you are already aware, is get enough sleep. How much and how well have you been sleeping matters a lot, and it is super important if you're looking to lose weight. You may be exercising right and even eating the best food, but maybe your sleep quality or even quantity are not sufficient or good enough. A short study showed that a shorter sleep duration has a likelihood of obesity in adults. So make sure to get at least 7 to 8 hours of good quality uninterrupted sleep every night. Also, the sleep time matters. If you're sleeping, say, post midnight and getting up late in the mornings, in spite of sleeping even 8 hours, you may still feel lethargic and groggy and not fresh in the mornings. You do not have the kind of energy levels that you desire. And why is that? It's because you've already disrupted the body's circadian rhythm pattern of sleeping on appropriate time. Because the sleeping habits are super critical to our weight loss goals due to the increase of the hormone of the cortisol levels. So when I changed my sleeping habits, I got leaner and more energetic, and no more of the sinus headaches and the sniffles bothering me anymore. So if you want to bring down your cortisol levels, you gotta stop being the midnight owl or the Batman or the Batwoman and start becoming the sweet little early morning sparrow that you see, who chirps so sweetly and is so cute and so lean and eats very little and is of course very energetic too. This one is a combination of exercise, meditation, and stress. Everyone knows the stress levels also increase the abdominal belly fat due to the production of too much of cortisol levels that makes the body gain more and more weight. So, but practicing self-care techniques like, say, meditation, which I love doing, will help your mind and body reduce your stress levels. And of course, exercising also, which is my favorite, plays an important role in losing that body fat. And if you can't hit the gym or even work out at home, or if you don't have the time, try going for at least a daily brisk walk for at least 30 to 45 minutes every single day, especially after your meals. But besides all this, there are certain daily activities too that help people lose weight. And these daily non-exercise activities like, say, cooking, gardening, even fidgeting, and many more are called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So if you want to know more about NEAT, kindly refer to my video on NEAT. The link is given below. So the more neater you are, the more healthier and leaner your body will be. Lots of these strategies shared are very useful, but there are chances that it may not work for you due to certain hormonal issues. Then you need to take a different approach. Firstly, to handle and take care of the hormonal issues. And if you need extra guidance or you want to learn more on, then you can join my Ahar Shakti, the Power of Natural Foods program, which I designed special plant-based nutrition meals that also help you prevent, not only lose weight, but prevent certain health disorders, chronic disorders. If you like this video, kindly like, comment, and share this video. And of course, do pass it on to others. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Health Talks with Ankush. And I thank you for watching my video. I hope it was very useful. But if you subscribe, you will get a chance to watch my upcoming insightful videos. Till then, take care and bye-bye.